What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. It's my Bill Belichick hoodie season commentary, right? This is a no N-word zone. So if anybody has been watching the news recently, um, guy on YouTube, fellow YouTuber, moves to Arizona. Some Asian guy comes out of the way, ask him what he's doing and this, that, and the third. And this is a no N-word zone, right? I'm using, I'm not using the word, right? And I'm gonna have to start this video by really getting at people who assume that because somebody's not white that they don't antagonize us black men, right? Or black people in general. Because they do. But here's the thing. Maybe you people aren't understanding something. If we're not scared of white people like that, what makes you think we're scared of you? Like, white people outnumber black people in America by hundreds, maybe 200 million, right? You don't. So could you please take that into consideration before you get your head knocked off? And the disrespect that this guy shows, he doesn't, people like that don't take into consideration the amount of kindness we actually show people like you. That dude was what? He was elderly. He's at least over 55. So you're going to walk up on a guy who's at least 30 years younger than you and talk like that as if that dude would have swung on you, what you actually going to do about it? See, this aspect of, this is why we have we don't, some of us don't do the people of color or the intersectionality or even the black and brown coalition thing, is because we have a lot of experiences with people who aren't white, who are quote unquote people of color, who do things like this. And what winds up happening is there's an underlying beef. I was listening to something, Club Shay Shay. Shannon Sharp has a podcast that's on YouTube. And today I was listening to him with King Griffey Jr., right? And I didn't know this. So King Griffey Jr. said he would never play for the Yankees, ever. So the story comes up. So basically King Griffey Jr. basically says when he was a child, his dad played for the Yankees. I believe his dad played because his dad played for the Mariners, the Reds. His dad played for a few places. I think Cardinals, maybe? I forget. I'm not into baseball as much as I used to be, but I believe his dad played for the Yankees too, because his dad played with Ricky Henderson. So, which is one of my favorite baseball players of all time. Still got the jersey, by the way. Anyway, let's get back to the topic. So he basically says that the white kids could play. The white kids, as far as the players' children, they will play and they get uninterrupted. But his father, King Griffey Sr., his black kids, they gave him the, you don't belong here speech. The get them out of here speech. The cussing at kids speech. And he remembered that. He took that from, because I think it happened when he was like 12. He took that into his adulthood all the way through his career. And see, people forget stuff like that. People forget, when you're preteen and you go into these stores and these people who are people of color treat children like trash. But then when these children grow up to be grown men, they're blah, 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 blah. And it's like, these guys are disrespectful. No, maybe you just forgot that 5-10 years ago, you don't even know who you're looking at. You're looking at the same person that you that you tried to bully that was what was 12, now they 17, and they look completely different to you. They absolutely have a reason to be at your head. Absolutely. Other people just don't bother with you. You know, uh, people don't take into consideration as grown men, like how we talk about, police quote unquote brutality and this, that, and the third. People forget how it's the quote unquote people. It's not just white cops who act like that. It's quote unquote people of color. That includes black people too. Okay. This "you don't belong here" attitude, right? You know, and this happens. Going out to businesses or establishments. And as I got older, I for the most part frequent more black-owned businesses, as many as I can, because I feel more comfortable giving them my business and giving them my dollars because of situations like this where you don't belong here type of thing. Because what winds up happening is you get in situations where this is a no N-word zone, and you find out things differently when you go into predominantly non-black environments. And what I mean by that is this. See, when it's a bunch of brothers together, the police are there in case something pops off. And sometimes stuff pops off. But on these other establishments, they get into fights too. The difference is a lot of times those guys don't go to jail for it. That's it. They tear up establishments too. People forgot about, just using a weird, not a weird example, but remember when they had, a few years back, when they had the biker gangs fighting at the Twin Peaks? Killing people, stabbing people, shooting people. And they acted like, these just, they arrested them. It was like 100, some people I think got arrested. But when we go places, the "you're not allowed" thing. I looked at the video, and the irony of it is, let me backtrack a little bit. What some of you people like to do is you like to walk up on us as if you own a joint, and because you're a different race, you're not black, you're going to assume that because you just walk up out of nowhere, we're going to assume that you actually own something, because that's my business right there. I don't know you. I'm not going to believe you, whatever you say, because most of you, quote unquote, people of color, you lie just like white people lie. I've been in my own neighborhood. What are you doing here, huh? What you say? Like, you just moved here. What are you talking about? That pseudo, let me show you who's boss thing is going to get your teeth knocked out. And a lot of y'all don't get that, but you might want to take it into consideration, because the same thing that happens when, you get discriminated against and we become people of color again, and then you wonder why people are like, nah, hold your own. It's because of stuff like that. Because it happens far more frequently than people talk about. And, unfortunately, just like we said, racism is going to get filmed by white people, you're going to see more of this with the people of color also. Because that wasn't the first time, and it definitely won't be the last. So like, share, subscribe. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.